On Saturday, the South African football landscape will turn their attention to Loftus Versfeld as Mamelodi Sundowns and Pyramids clash in the first leg of the Total Energies CAF Champions League. Fresh off their 8th consecutive South African top-flight title, Masandawana will be looking to take a healthy advantage to Cairo ahead of that decisive second leg. Hello and welcome to Soccer Betting News. I'm your host Desh, and joining me in studio is African football expert Mogale Sathekge.
Thank you so much, Desh, for welcoming me. I'm very much glad to be back, and good morning to our fans.
In a dramatic turn of events, the PSL has postponed their annual awards ceremony. Mo, we know that Sundowns tends to dominate these awards, and there's growing speculation that Miguel Cardoso is a front-runner for the PSL Coach of the Season award. Has he done enough to earn your vote?
Well, yeah, it makes sense why they postponed the PSL awards because they just want to see how far Sundowns will go in the Club World Cup and what will be their performance. And most probably, if they can do well, he stand a chance. But for now, I can say 50-50 is between him and Jose Riverio, the former Orlando Pirates coach, because he left the helm at Orlando Pirates. So I think it's between him and Riverio. And then, like I'm saying, it's going to be determined by how well Sundowns is going to do in the Club World Cup. Because the argument will be that he took over Sundowns mid-season because it was Mangcwaba there, and then Sundowns was already there in terms of the league, and the signs were already there. They had already played a couple of first leg CAF Champions League games. They had already played a couple of local or domestic tournaments games, and they had won, waiting to advance to the next stages. So he took over mid-season, but man, who are we? If I can tell you, if he wins CAF, he's definitely going to be the PSL coach of the season. I mean, Sundowns has won the league for eighth time in a row. Yeah. So at Sundowns now, it's like at Al Ahly, as Coach Jingles said, Pitso Musimani, like at Al Ahly, when you win a domestic league, they just look at you and like, what's wrong with this guy? He must just chill because they are used to it. You get my point? So the biggest thing for them is for you to win the Continental Cup. Because CAF is more like your Champions League in African football. You get my point? So if Miguel Cardoso goes on and win the Champions League Final against Pyramids, and also Sundowns do well in the Club World Cup, I can tell you 95% is guaranteed that he will walk away with the coach of the season for PSL.
All right. Well, looking at his Masandawana squad, I mean, it's brimming with talent from top to bottom. Can you see the PSL player of the season or possibly midfielder of the season coming from them?
I mean, yes, I can see that, but you know, with those type of things, fans will always have a tug of war because they have different opinions, and it's because of certain players are likable, and it's because of people have preferences and so forth, especially soccer fans. You know, they never agree. Even, for instance, now with the Ballon d'Or, everyone is looking at Yamin Lamal to be the Ballon d'Or winner. But honestly speaking, if you look at players like Ousmane Dembele and whatever, you cannot turn a blind eye on what he has achieved on his own and also at club level. You get my point? But because he's Ousmane Dembele, he plays for PSG, there is not too much hype on him. At the present moment, for PSL, just to get back into the real one, for PSL, it's between Ribeiro and Relemo Fokeng for those two big awards. But again, I can tell you, where do you put a player like Maketlane Makaula? Where do you leave Marcelo Allende? I mean, those are the players for me that Allende was like your Makaula for Pirates, for Sundowns this season. Makaula was like your Allende for Sundowns this season. But no one is mentioning these two players all along. It's all around Ribeiro, Mokoena, and and Mofokeng. So I don't know, Dash. I don't know, but it's all possible. Truly speaking, Mokwena's Relewile Mofokeng stats from what we looked at, what he has done for the team and for himself at that age, he's a good candidate for those 2 awards, and also Ribeiro is a good candidate for those 2 awards. But arguably, I can bring Allende and Makaula into the conversation.
I see. Well, looking ahead to the final, having tasted their one and only triumph back in 2016 under then coach Piso Motse-Mane, Sundowns will be eager to become the only South African club to win the CAF Champions League on 2 separate occasions. Can you see Masandawana bringing that second star home?
Like I'm saying, it's a 50-50. Pyramids is not going to let this one slide. They are wounded. They lost the league. Lastminute.com. They just gave the league away to Al Ahly, their rivals Al Ahly. Al Ahly at the other end, we can say they gave away the Continental Trophy, which is CAF, to Sundowns. Lastminute.com considered that they considered an on goal to squander their chances of playing the Champions League final. You get my point? Again, same, Pirates, the way they lost to Pyramids. You know, those are some of the things that, certain factors that you have to consider about these games. Of course, Sundowns, the morale is up. They are favourites now because they won the domestic cup, which is the PSL. And now, you know, everyone is looking at them to say they've got a bigger advantage when it comes to Pyramids. But I'm telling you, what I saw in Cairo, don't ever underestimate Pyramids. And I'm telling you, they're coming into this game with a very sharp and prepared mentality. I mean, Fiston Mayele was put on a separate, you know, readiness training on his own to, you know, to do extras. Like, it was not normal, you know, the way he does things and stuff. But this time around, they went to an extent of saying, okay, we need this guy ever ready than before. So it's going to be a tug of war. Blood will be shed amongst the 2 teams. But at the end of the day, I can say, may the best team win. That's all I can say.
Well, underpinning Mamelodi Sundowns' title credentials is that formidable backline. I mean, they've only conceded 5 goals across their 10 Total Energies CAF Champions League fixtures. That backline is surely going to be tested against rumoured Kaizer Chiefs target Fiston Mayele. Is he going to get on the score sheet this weekend?
I mean, he's a box striker. Whether you like it or not, he will always terrorize you. He's not like your Mahopa who goes out fetching the ball and stuff. Fiston Mayele is always in the box. That's how he scored against Pirates. One mistake, the guy punishes you. You see, so I can say that the Sundowns defenders needs to be very clever. They need to open, you know, they need to switch on all the damn time so that they can close the guy as much as they can, because the guy will always ponder for that one opportunity or one mistake that the teams make, and then they score goals. And also their players, Pyramids, they are very good in terms of aerial balls, set pieces. Sobi and whoever, they are there to capitalize on such kind of moments during the game. So, like I'm saying, in terms of players, quality and whatever, certain player versus certain player, they both match each other. Like I'm saying, it's gonna be about who's best on that particular day, and whoever brings their A game, they will walk away with the game. But it's not gonna be an easy one for both Sundowns or Pyramids FC.
Well, Pyramids booked their place in the CAF Champions League Final via a 3-2 scoreline over Orlando Pirates. Do you think that result was a true reflection of the game?
Yeah, it was a true reflection of the game, because you're Pirates. I mean, you threw away the game. You had this team come into your territory. They scored 2 goals. Luckily, it was offsides and certain infringements. VAR actually rescues you in your first leg at home. You go to their territory. You're well prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally. You get there, you score first. You are supposed now to organize your defense and be defensively disciplined so that you can walk away. They equalize, you score again. These guys now are chasing you in their own backyard, and then you are left with 4 minutes, 5 minutes to close the game. Then you fumble. Then you get punished. I mean, we can't say, it was luck. No, they played like they wanted it also. Pirates played like they wanted it. That's why they managed to score 2 goals. But Pyramids also wanted it as much as Pirates wanted it. Like the same now. Pyramids is going to want it as much as Sundowns is going to want it. We must not think that Sundowns is going to walk all over Pyramids. Pyramids is going to walk all over Masandawana. It's not going to be like that. It might even end up in a 0-0 for both legs and even go down to the penalties. So it's a win-win situation. It's going to be... Look, it's going to be one of the greatest CAF Champions League finals ever. I can tell you, because both teams play clean, interesting, free-flowing football. Both teams are very technical. They are very direct. You know, they are very offensive. They can attack. Their midfielders are good and everything. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm really looking forward to this one. And because, you know, Sundowns is Sundowns and I'm South African, I'm vouching for Sundowns to go out there and do something remarkable and get the second star for Africa. And yeah, Sundowns winning this, that should say a lot about, you know, our domestic football as South Africa, to say that we are currently now getting there and we are growing, we are getting at the level where we want to be, because we must not be misled. North African teams have been dominating African soccer from CAF, from AFCON and everything. I mean, Al Ahly even now, when I'm checking, they're still the most successful team in terms of trophies. They are sitting on 123 as an African team. So, I mean, we need to catch up with these North African countries in as far as success is concerned from CAF Champions League point of view. So, yeah, Sundowns has to do the things.
Last season, Mamelodi Sundowns and Pyramids met in the CAF Champions League group stages. Of course, Sundowns avoided defeat on both occasions. Will history repeat itself?
I can see history repeating itself if mentally and emotionally they are ready for it. But like I'm saying, Deshi, this season we have seen a very different Pyramids FC side. Mayele being brought to the team to boost the team, going up front, Abosobi and whatever. So the team is well balanced. So like I'm saying, Sundowns needs to bring their A game, and we know that they've got players who are capable to do that. I mean, come on, the likes of Ribeiro, Allende, Mshishi, Tembazwane, and now they have to show why the Sundowns faithfuls or fans really love them and rally behind them all the damn time. You get my point? They have to play like there is no tomorrow. They have to go there and fight, like the way our under-20 team played against Morocco in the under-20 finals. You know, the boys played like they are not coming back home. They knew what they wanted. So Sundowns must not take this game lightly and say, because it's 2 legs, if we don't do well in the first leg, we can catch up. No, you kill from the word go. First leg, second leg, if it means you thumb them 5-0 at home, thumb them 5-0. When you get there, just pass your how train and sit at the back and watch and just enjoy your 45 minutes. Frustrate them, play from the back, build from the back. Ball position, control the ball more, 70% of the game, and frustrate them to the core. But Sundowns is their chance. They are home now. They need to score 2 goals or more to stand a chance to walk away with this without any stress or anything.
Is that your final prediction?
My final prediction, that's not my final prediction, because my final prediction is that I see... I don't know, man. Something tells me that 45% Sundowns stand a chance, 35% Pyramids stand a chance of winning the final, but the other 10% is that the teams might go to extra time and even penalties. You get my point? But thus far, Sundowns has got the verge of defeating Pyramids in one of the legs and making sure that in the second leg, they are tactically disciplined in terms of defense and so forth, and they can close it and come back with it and come and bring it home.
All right. Well, football fans, that's all we have time for today. We're going to have to wait and see how Moji's predictions plan out. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel. From all of us in studio, thanks and goodbye.
It's a show, bra-ba-ba.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest edition of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or newsagent.